Amici, mentre sono tabaccato sulla sedia, proseguiamo Astrologaster con l'arcivescovo.
Good day, Your Grace, and well met. Might I inquire whether Your Grace has made a decision regarding whether to give Thomas Blagg the bishopric of Salisbury?
Ah, yes, Dean Blagg. After you indicated that he might be questioning his faith, I had my chaplain look into his affairs more closely. Although I found nothing amiss as regards to his devotion to God, his
Merda, prendiamo
devotion to the
punti.
management of Rochester Cathedral is mayhap not as it should be.
Verily, Your Grace. How so?
It seems Dean Blagg has been embezzling
Oppure
coin
no.
from the Rochester Cathedral
Dove vuole andare a
grounds,
parare?
and several items of cathedral furniture have gone missing. Paintings, wall hangings, silver candlesticks, and the like.
Oh, indeed?
Of course, I will make nothing of it, as I wish to avoid the scandal. I merely told Dean Blagg that I could not offer him the bishopric due to various episcopal and doctrinal constraints.
Of course. And what problem would Your Grace wish me to address this day?
Oh, 'tis a problem with my other
Aspetta,
deans.
però era 60 lui, no? Boh, può essere.
With each passing day there seems to be a new dean at the palace gates, come to petition me for this wretched bishopric of Salisbury. Presently, 'tis Owen Wood, the Dean of Armagh. Since he returned from Ireland, he talks of nothing else.
How tiresome for Your Grace.
Indeed. I have told Owen that I'm giving his request careful consideration, but in my experience, this only delays a dean for so long. I do have to grant the occasional bishopric, or else my deans become restless.
Doubtless, Your Grace.
But after what I learned about Dean Blagg, I must take care to exercise caution. Hence, I would have you tell me anything you know, that is, anything the stars reveal, about Owen Wood, that would render him unsuitable to perform the role of bishop.
Then let us ask the stars. Is there any reason why the Most Reverend John Whitgift, the Archbishop of Canterbury, should not grant Owen Wood the bishopric of Salisbury?
Vediamo. Deve rimanere ottimista oppure paziente. È impossibile da... Ah. Non mi viene, Gesù, accontentare. Dovrebbe trasformare il suo sogno in vita. Non lo so. Ma perdonatemi, queste cazzo di cose? No. Ce n'è uno in cui si veda che questa roba qui, che voi non avete visto per tutta la serie, non serve quasi a niente. Cioè, perché comunque fa il cazzo che vuole. Cioè, fa veramente il cazzo che vuole, quindi... Sì, dai.
Your Grace, the stars advise you to grant Owen Wood the bishopric, for Dean Wood is a patient, self-regarding man who is not likely to give up his hopes for advancement.
He will not let the matter rest, will he? Then I suppose I must grant him the bishopric, or I shall never hear the end of it.
Very wise, Your Grace. And one more matter, if I may. Has Your Grace yet had the opportunity to consider the granting of my medical license?
Ah, yes, that. Once my chaplain has finished looking into the matter, I shall be giving it careful consideration. Good day.
Quindi in realtà no, cioè nel senso non ci ha ancora cagati, in poche parole. Face Blog. Allora, perdonatemi, interrompo il canto. E la quinta, ok. Ne mancano altre due.
the search. 'Tis true she's the benefit of the church, but Blag left Alice in the lurch.
Good day, mistress. What brings you?
I am come about my lover who is lately returned from Ireland.
Ah, yea, and your current lover is, as I recall... Ah, yes, your lover at present is Owen Wood, the Reverend Dean of Armagh, is it not?
Aye.
And according to my notes, you were afeard he might die in battle. And yet you do not appear to be much pleased he's returned alive. Whatever is the matter, madam?
Know you why Dean Wood is returned to England? 'Tis because Archbishop
Ma la
Whitgift,
sua testa?
who did deny my husband the bishopric of Salisbury, has gone and given it to him instead.
Oh, I am heartily sorry, madam. 'Tis cruel indeed.
Aye, but that is not the end of Owen's treachery. It is being said around the diocese that my lover, Owen Wood, is romantically entangled with 2 other women.
And who might these 2 other women be? Might one of them be his wife, or...
Of course not. Do not jape with me, Foreman. I did hear that one of the ladies Owen is seeing is Mistress Ways. with
Quindi
the
abbiamo
other
sbagliato
certain
l'altra
Anne Hayes,
dichiarazione, quella del
with whom I
prete.
am not yet acquainted. I do hear she is a very young and comely maiden, though mayhap a maiden no longer. I prithee, scribble one of those doodles of yours and tell me if this be true.
Madam, if you will but afford me some silence and calm, I will compose one of my doodles, as you so call my mathematically precise astronomical charts, and endeavour to answer your question. To wit, is Owen Wood, the Dean of Armagh, wooing other women?
Ma non avevamo scopato anche noi con lei, cioè... Lo... Ok. Ma andiamo con la maturità,
I
dai.
think I may allay your fears, madam. Owen Wood's military experiences in Ireland have given him time to reflect, and God has lately granted him the gift of maturity.
Non riesco a
He is not
tenere il
having
microfono.
relations with those women, Mistress Ways and Anne Hayborn, I think you said they were. Moreover, one extramarital affair is all he can afford on a dean's income.
Then Owen Wood has been true to me. On my honour, that is well to hear. Verily, it does warrant celebration. Dr. Foreman, would you care to join me in celebrating?
You wish me to accompany you to the Quiet Bear, or... Ah...
Immagino di sapere la scritta. Eccola lì. Ovviamente però lamentiamoci del fatto che il nostro marito ci tradisca. Beh, ma certo, non fa una grinza. Bene, 65. Cosa abbiamo? È l'ultimo di John Wick del buon John? No.
God give you good evening, Your Grace.
You would do well not to look so pleased with yourself, sirrah, for your counsel has occasioned me a great deal of trouble.
Trouble, Your Grace?
Aspetta che guarda
Would this have
il
anything to do
punteggio.
with the stars advising you to grant Owen Wood the bishopric of Salisbury?
Indeed it would, for your counsel very near endangered the
Grande.
reputation of the church. After having promised Owen the bishopric, as you advised, I was obliged to withdraw the appointment on the morning of his ordination, for Dean Wood is now cods deep in scandal. The parish council has received numerous paternity suits, and 'tis said that scores of defiled wenches bethrong the gates of his deanery each morning, clutching suckling babes and demanding recourse. As for young Anne Hayborn, She has had her reputation ruined, and Dean Ways is barely speaking to his wife anymore.
On my word, how disgraceful.
Aye, indeed. If only Owen had the sense to exercise more discretion.
Yes, indeed, Your Grace.
The Bishop of London, for instance, manages his affairs very quietly. I might have been able to look the other way, but in this instance I could not let Owen's indiscretions pass. For a wretched local woman by the name of Mary Payne got wind of the scandal and stirred up a public fuss about it. Oh, the devil take the woman and her bacon-faced husband.
If I might venture an opinion, Your Grace, mayhap if we were to pay no heed to Mary Payne and her ilk, they would eventually tire of their animus and leave us all be. But is it upon such problems you come this day, or upon some other matter?
I am come about my health. I believe I do ail of something.
Then pray, describe your complaints to me, Your Grace.
Well, I am afflicted with pain in my back, and at times I find myself hard of breathing. Indeed, I feel I may have phlegm in my chest, and I do bear these odd-looking spots upon my body that will not mend.
If you will permit me to loosen your robes to examine you. Oh, I see. Methinks I have a notion of what ails you. Let me confirm it with a reading of the stars. What troubles Archbishop Whitgift?
Ah, minchia, poco generico. Allora, non sembra, ma ho ascoltato e letto, perché stavo sistemando il microfono perché non mi piaceva il modo in cui... Allora... Ha più
You
senso.
have a case of knobs on the yard, Your Grace. 'Tis a manifestation of warts upon the privy parts.
Verily? But I do not think the afflictions I described quite align with...
One moment, if you please, Your Grace. Yes. Yes, this ointment here contains orpiment and powdered juniper. It is to be applied to your privy member, and it must be rubbed in most vigorously in order to ensure the medicine is well absorbed into the skin. Within a matter of days you shall be healed.
I see. Oh, and, I imagine your manservant William will be applying this ointment?
No, Your Grace. It is to be taken home with you and applied each night before bed. Mayhap your chaplain may perform the task.
Ah, yes, a fine idea. I thank you for this treatment, sir. Fare you well, Dr. Foreman.
Before you leave, Your Grace, might I inquire again as to the possibility of you granting me a medical license? Your Grace did mention you would give it careful consideration.
Ah, yes, indeed I did I not? Have no fear, Dr. Foreman. My chaplain is looking into it. Good day.
A me non vedemmo la licenza, però... Oh, qui l'ho azzeccata. Ora, vediamo un po'. Un attimo, controlliamo una cosa. Benissimo. Oh, aspetta, l'ultima per Robert. Sì, ci leviamo di un personaggio. Cazzo. Finalmente. Un altro si leva dei coglioni. Dai, io sono felice.
Give ye good morrow, my lord.
Guardate,
I
non
trust your
ho
lordship is
fatto
well this day.
Well? God's body! Am I likely to be well?
Meno.
I have been languishing under lock and key while all England goes to ruin.
Yes. I did hear something of your arrest. I take it your encounter with the Queen did not go as well as planned.
Nay, 'twas a disaster. I took the precaution of seeking an
Meno male che ci ha già mandato la lettera.
to be sure I would find her alone. But when I entered her bedchamber, she let out such a blood-curdling scream it alerted the palace guards, who ran into the room and arrested me.
But you were imprisoned in your York House residence, were you not? The fact that you were placed under house arrest and not imprisoned in the Tower surely speaks to the Queen's fondness for you. I trust your time in confinement was not uncomfortable, at least.
Well, yes, my time away from the world and its trifling concerns did, in truth, prove useful. It afforded me time to reflect on larger questions, to take stock of my life and put recent events in perspective.
Ah, I see. And what resolution did this quiet period of sober reflection bring you? A closer relationship with God? Or perchance you are resolved to spend more time with your family?
What? Nay, I said my mind was turned to larger questions. To wit, am I destined for greater things? Am I chosen by God to rule a kingdom? For I must needs act. The realm is under threat from within. For why was I verily imprisoned? Was it merely to punish me for some trifling mistakes I made in Ireland? Nay, 'twas to separate me from the Queen.
Well, I imagine after discovering you in Her Majesty's bedchamber...
Do you not yet see? The Privy Council means to keep me away from Whitehall, lest I see how they have contrived to control and manipulate the Queen since I left for Ireland.
My lord! Are you saying the Queen is weak and no longer in control of her reign?
Aye, indeed. Something must be done about it. Well, man, do not just stand there.
Yes, of course, my lord. Let us see whether the stars may give you your answer. Is Robert Lord Devereux, Earl of Essex, destined to, rule England?
Vado a prescindere da come va, è finita. Sì, una figura autoritaria, va bene. Qui. Fanculo. Eccessivo. Affanculo, io gli dico questo. Tanto mi hai già mandato la lettera. In culo. Ma quello la porta, sì.
Was it, perchance, a friend who planted the seeds of these suspicions? To wit, your lordship's concerns regarding the Privy Council?
Indeed, it was my friends who apprised me of the threat, but I see no reason to doubt them.
My lord, for the sake of your safety, I must ask you honestly, is it verily plausible, this notion that you were imprisoned on the Privy Council's orders to hide some manner of grand conspiracy? Or might the truth be far simpler, though harder to bear, that the Queen had good reason to punish you, and you are now vexed that you are no longer her favourite? Of course, I say this with the greatest respect and the greatest of...
What? God's teeth, man! What is in you this day? Indeed, I will not suffer to be lectured in such a manner. 'Tis apparent such complex affairs of state are far beyond the understanding of a commoner. Forsooth, a mere astrologaster. I bid you
Astrologaster, okay.
For methinks I will have no need of you henceforth.
But my lord,
My duty is clear. For the sake of the realm and the safety of its people, I must act without delay.
Astrologaster.
Astrologaster è la pronuncia. Va bene, la lettera me l'hai già mandata, divertiti. Thomas Blagel è un altro che ha l'ultima... Ok. Ma minchia, meno che non... meno che non aumenti di 20 punti prima di oggi. Devo poi anche azzeccare, no? Anche lui.
Good day, Dean Blagg. How now, good sir? I see you do ale of something.
I do ale of something, Foreman. Forsooth, I fear I am very ill indeed. For I tremble day and night with fever, and my face does itch and prick with pain.
Verily, you do exhibit upon your nose and cheeks a rash of a most remarkable hue.
Before you do this reading for me, Foreman, I must have your word that you will not speak of this to my wife, Alice. In truth, I have had her believe that I was set upon by an angry swarm of wasps that have lately been nesting in the north transept of the cathedral.
I do understand. A kind husband would naturally wish to shield his wife from any undue distress.
Ah, yea, that of course. And there be also the small matter of the promise I did make to restore the Blarg family fortune before I died, and thus not leave my wife and children to live in penury when I am gone. If Mistress Blarg were to think that I am gravely ill, it would provoke some awkwardness between us that I would rather wish to avoid.
Ah, I take it then that your finances are also in poor health.
Forsooth they are. And had you warned me that the Archbishop would never grant me the bishopric of Salisbury, perchance I may have acted sooner to recover them.
I see. Well, as to your wife, Alice, be not afeard, sir. We doctors take querum confidentiality most seriously. As Hippocrates did say, testa Apollinum medicum secreta. Among other things. Now, mayhap we proceed to consult the stars on the matter of your condition. With what disease is my querent Thomas Blarg troubled, and how may he be cured?
Ha un senso? No. Andata.
It would seem you are troubled with a severe disease of the skin known as erysipelas. It is quite serious, though you may find some temporary relief from the pain and fever by vigorously purging from your fundament. To induce such a thing, I do advise the consumption of a considerable quantity of prunes, or mayhap rhubarb. Of course, it does depend on the season.
Erysipelas? Prunes? Oh, merciful Lord, if it be thy will that I should die, and if thou hast writ these mortal signs upon the stars, I beseech thee, have thy servant Simon Foreman speak the truth.
Prithee, sir, I had not finished. Oh, my dear friend, I will not lie to you. Your condition is quite advanced. In truth, I fear you must prepare for the worst. If you will not share this grave news with Mistress Blarg, perchance you might speak to her from the safety of, from beyond the grave? That is to say, write her a letter that may be read to her after you're gone. Your loving words, though thus delayed, may provide her comfort in her time of grief and destitution.
God bless you for your candour, sir, as well your wisdom and friendship these last years. I will now go and pray upon what you have told me.
Che quasi 10 anni sono passati. Merda! No, non l'avevo presa comunque. Forse non l'avremmo presa lo stesso. Anche per lei è l'ultimo, eh? No, non è vero. Non è l'ultimo. Che sarà per? Pardon per il taglio, ma volevo darlo a un messaggio. Forse avremmo avuto la sua retta. Vabbè, fa culo. Ma sono sempre più lunghe. Sono sempre più lunghe.
Good day, Mistress Fortescue. How may I help you this day? You seem a little out of breath.
Aye, 'tis but my bodice. My maidservant did lace it far too tightly. Methinks she is a trifle vexed with me. Indeed, the atmosphere in the Fortescue household is exceeding ill at present.
Verily? And why is that?
Someone has been stealing food from the larder in the night. This morning, 3 whole swan pies were missing. Each member of the Fortescue household suspects another.
And whom do you think is the author of these thefts, madam?
Well, I suspect my son Harold, as his fondness for pie is well known. But Harry denies it and has accused our maidservant Gladys. And 'tis true that Gladys has become suspiciously wide about the girth of late. And as for Gladys, well, she is convinced the culprit is our African parrot, Sir Muncelot Grey. But Sir Muncelot has denied the accusation and blames my monkey.
Ah, and who does your monkey blame?
How now, Dr. Foreman? Be not absurd. Monkeys cannot speak.
Ah, yes. Then 'tis fortunate that God can. Speak to us, that is, by way of the stars. Who in the Fortescue household has been sneaking into the larder at night to steal pies?
La scimmia. Ma
Madam, you may eliminate your son from your inquiries, for according to the stars, you have educated him well, and he knows not to steal pies.
Harry is innocent, is he? Then who has been eating our pies?
I am afeard it is the very last individual you would suspect. An individual who is in this very room with us now.
How now, Dr. Foreman? Surely you would not accuse me?
Oh, nay, not you, madam. 'Tis your monkey. What was his name again?
You mean to say Sir Nanahad has been stealing our pies? Oh, my days! What a naughty monkey!
Quite. He is most naughty indeed, 'twould seem.
I must at once to home go and apologise to Sir Muncelot. I never should have doubted him. God give you good even, Dr. Foreman. You have been a bad boy, have you not, Sir Nanahad? Who's a naughty monkey? Yes, you're the naughty monkey. Yes, you're the naughty monkey.
Good even, Mistress Fortescue.
vediamo. Ok, era 60 o 80, ci sono possibilità. Oh, il secondo Amphibel.
You must pay the price of looking thin and nice. Drink all your fears, face all your guilt, and shame you will be judged and we accord you blame.
Bene.
Good even, Mr. Bell. What brings you so late this evening, young sir? Have you come from the playhouse?
Yea, I'm come from playing a Duchess in a special performance of Richard II. You know, that play that makes the Queen look bad.
So, Mr. Shakespeare decided to revive his play, did he? I see.
I need you to tell me what to do about my pay. Our seamstress told me she heard Mistress Burbage discoursing how John Crisp is getting paid a full shilling for each performance.
And you feel this is unfair, I take it? I gather Mr. Crisp's pay is greater than yours.
Aye, sir. 'Tis full twice as much coin as they pay me. What I get is barely enough to cover my rent. And my parts are well bigger than his, innit?
And you can fathom no reason for this disparity in pay? He is more experienced, perchance.
What? I've been on the stage since I was a boy, and John's been playing for less than a year. Nay, sir. Mr. Burbage and them other company sharers are paying me less on account of how I'm doing the lady parts.
You mean to say you are being paid less simply because you perform lady roles?
Indeed. John only gets them main parts because he's big and tall, but I'm well better than he is. Critics call my Ophelia the most tantalizingly nubile and tragical performance since Henry Condell's Juliet.
Ah, yes. Having seen Hamlet, I would have to agree with them there. I must own that I, too, found your Ophelia most comely and alluring. Now, let's see what the stars advise. What can be done about you being paid less than players of masculine roles?
Devo girare. Non credo. Poi. Vediamo. Ma questa è una stronzata. Vabbè, siamo ottimisti.
Mr. Bell, though it is clear that you feel most keenly about this
Ho
perceived
due
injustice,
puttanate
you
cosmiche,
must
almeno
not speak
una.
up about it. The stars advise that you instead take an indirect approach to the problem. To wit, you should use your seductive wiles.
Seductive what?
Your allure, Mr. Bell, for you are most skilled in the seductive arts, are you not? Indeed, as you have just now owned, your sensual charms upon the stage are well renowned. Is there perchance a woman connected with the Lord Chamberlain's men who wields influence over the running of the company? One upon whom you might ply your skills to advance your pecuniary interests?
Aye, sir, that'll be Mistress Burbage. Oath, what are you saying, Doc? You ain't telling me to move to Mistress Burbage?
I am advising you to charm her somewhat, yes. For if you were to win her favour, perchance she might persuade her husband to raise your pay. You have merely to flirt with her, nothing more.
Must I verily, though? I will not lie, that sounds well unsavoury.
Mayhap. Though I do hear tell that young players are oft obliged to make certain sacrifices for the sake of their professional advancement.
Yea, well, even if that be true, 'tis no less vexing. But I suppose I shall have to go butter up Mistress Burbage to see if that'll get beaten up by my landlady, innit?
Quindi niente, è sceso.